India is set to modernize its T-72 tank fleet with a much more powerful engine, which will significantly improve their mobility and combat capabilities. The Indian Defense Ministry has signed a $248 million contract with Russia's Rosboronexport to purchase advanced 1,000 horsepower engines for the Indian Army's T-72 tank fleet. The deal involves the delivery of engine in fully assembled, semi-knockdown and fully knocked down forms to ensure flexibility in deployment and integration. The Indian Army reportedly has a fleet of 2,400 T-72 tanks, out of which 1,000 are now going to be modernized. One of the biggest positives of this engine deal is the transfer of technology to Armored Vehicles Nigam Limited or AVBL in Avadi, Tamil Nadu. The government-owned AVNL under the Heavy Vehicle Factory will assemble and eventually produce these engines locally. This process not only strengthens India's defense production capabilities but also supports the country's Make in India initiative. The upgraded T-72s will continue to provide valuable backup. However, few of the T-72 regiments will be phased out from 2030 to be replaced by India's next generation AI-integrated main battle tank, which is the FRCV or the Future Ready Combat Vehicle. The T-72 has been the workhorse of Indian armored forces for decades now. First launched back in the 1970s, the Soviet-era tanks have seen many upgrades to keep them combat-ready. With current 780 HP engines, the T-72s are to be provided with a colossal mobility and operational efficiency boost by the new 1000 HP engines. The upgraded tanks will be more mobile and better positioned to negotiate tough terrain, which will allow Indian Army to retain a battlefield advantage. In 2024, the Indian Army sent out a request for information for both public and private defense companies with a view to seeking indigenous means of extension of the service life of its T-72 tanks. The new agreement with Rosboronexport is the outcome of this effort. The new variants, including the Combat Improved or CI Ajaya, are equipped with explosive reactive armor, GPS guidance, and improved fire control systems, making them lethal even in today's battlefield. An extraordinary feature of the T-72 tanks is the ability to negotiate rivers or water bodies by way of a snorkel system, which provides it unparalleled operating versatility. The latest upgrade demonstrates India's long-term intent to keep its armored regiments at the vanguard. With these new engines being fitted into the T-72 tanks, the Indian Army will still have one of the most battle-hardened and upgraded armored forces in the region, which also includes the Russian T-90s and the indigenous 68-ton beast, which is the Arjun tank. Meanwhile, the Indian light tank Zorawar will soon be deployed at the India-China border along the LAC in Ladakh and in Arunachal. But why upgrade the Soviet-era T-72s? Now, the T-72's original V46-6 engine is a World War II-era supercharged V12 diesel engine. This power plant is obsolete in modern high-tech, high-speed battlefields. Subsequently, the Defense Acquisition Council sanctioned the purchase of 1000 HP engines in 2018 for 2,300 crore rupees. Israeli firm Ninda had even offered an engine modernization back in 2016 to raise the power output and add automatic transmission. However, India has decided to remain committed to indigeneity. India has Russian licenses for manufacturing the V46-6 for the T-72s and the V92S2 for the T-90 Bhishma tanks, and thus India has decided to manufacture these in-house variants. Now, India intends to upgrade its T-90's Bhishma tanks as well with an even more powerful 1,130 horsepower V92S2 engine. The upgraded engine on T-72 improves its speed and mobility with 4,500 Newton-meters of torque and better acceleration across uneven terrain. Its capability to use multiple different types of fuels also permits it to drive on diesel, aviation kerosene, as well as gasoline blends for enhanced operational freedom. The future modernization may also see further improvement, including designing fire control systems, improving targeting and night fighting, improving reactive armor, enhancing protection against anti-tank missiles, infusing AI helmet systems, and improving combat efficiency and automation. The upgraded engines will give these tanks the much-needed boost to enable India's armored formations to travel faster and strike harder. With the AI-integrated indigenous FRCV main battle tank just years away now, India is cementing its position as a regional military behemoth, ready to face the threat of a two-front war with Pakistan and China. If you found this news report informative, then leave a comment, hit the like button and subscribe to InConnect News.